mean, this is not annoying enough? There needs to be more than this?
Sadly, some of our favorite stars can be nightmares to work with.
Learn something from this!
At least according to some former employees. Kanye's former security guard spills the tea on keeping up with the Kardashians, and Ariana dishes on her diva accusations.
Hello, I'm Ariana Grande. I must be Carey.
We don't know why so many celebs have thrown phones out of anger, but apparently it's a thing. Kanye West. Kanye West's former bodyguard Steve Stanlis definitely has some strong opinions about his former employer. According to Steve, he was ordered to remain 10 paces behind Kanye at all times, despite the fact that this was actually a significant security risk. He also accused Kanye and Kim Kardashian of tipping off the paparazzi to get themselves more press coverage. Steve says his job started off with Kanye throwing a fit when he didn't know which elevator button to press, and ended with him getting abruptly fired and accused of flirting with Kim. Ariana Grande. Lots of celebs have demanding reputations, but Ariana's accusations have always been over the top. One source told Life and Style that the sweetener singer refuses to walk when she's tired and demands to be carried around. But Ariana claims the pic behind the rumor shows her being carried to her car after doing point on the set of Don't Be Gone Too Long, and not something she makes a habit of. According to Ariana, she is often called a diva simply for standing up for herself, even when it's about her own music.
It always was in the past kind of manipulated and turned into this negative thing, whereas I don't see that with men.
She admits to being opinionated, but says she never notices men getting this kind of criticism.
When men express their opinions, they're brilliant and they're geniuses.
Nicki Minaj. Celebrity facialist Dan DeLuise has accused Nicki Minaj of having a meltdown in her salon, including screaming, sweating, and almost losing her wig. Apparently, Nicki needs to have exactly what she wants, like when she performed during the Super Bowl alongside Madonna and MIA. According to her writer, she requested scented candles, bottled water served both iced and at room temperature, and fine silverware for her to eat with. Cardi B. After performing at the Times Union Center in New York, Cardi B retired to her Hilton hotel room before being kicked out. Allegedly, an illegal aroma was in the air, and Cardi and her crew were the only people staying on the floor in question. Cardi threw a fit when she was removed and claimed she had done nothing wrong. One promoter had trouble getting this star to show up and had to send a private jet after she missed her flight. He claims that once she finally showed up, she was unfriendly and unpleasant at the club appearance she had been paid for. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez has been accused of diva behavior since she first stepped on the scene, but she doesn't see it.
Because I did get a moniker of being like a diva, which I never felt I deserved.
She believes she's held to a different standard than her male co-stars, but that hasn't stopped rumors from circulating. There were reports that she wouldn't let contractors working on her house make eye contact with her, and even her ex-husband Kris Judd claimed she was hard to get close to. Ellen DeGeneres. In 2020, people took to Twitter to air their grievances against talk show host Ellen DeGeneres and how she's supposedly difficult to work for. These complaints run the gamut from Ellen being a bad tipper to her trying to control what the crew of the Ellen DeGeneres show eats for lunch. Former security guard Tom Majercik said that she came across as cold and treated him in a demeaning manner when he was on duty. Naomi Campbell. Naomi Campbell is a classic example of a notorious diva, and she's never pretended to be anything but.
I don't want to be known as a sweet and nice girl.
She famously threw a phone at her maid, and she's been accused of screaming at interviewers after showing up fashionably late, of course.
I was not happy at all.
Beyonce. You don't get to be as big as Beyonce without putting in some serious effort, and this star expects everyone who works for her to go the extra mile. Sia compared collaborating with Queen Bee to writing camp, where they live and work together constantly. Beyonce will pick and choose parts of their work and share her own feelings on their flow. Singer-songwriter Labyrinth called her a perfectionist, but says working for her is worth the effort. Tyra Banks. We've all seen Tyra Banks scream at a contestant on America's Next Top Model, but apparently she wasn't much nicer behind the scenes on her talk show.
I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this!
One former crew member told the Daily News that there was high employee turnover because of her attitude, and that everything had to be done precisely her way. There were even reports that Tyra told the press her show was ending before she informed the people working for her. Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is the first to admit that she absolutely can be a diva, but she sees no problem with it. She's been accused of demanding 6 dehumidifiers to protect her wardrobe on a trip to London, and she once called out a backup singer during a performance on Good Morning America. Jennifer Aniston. According to actor Jay Moore, Jennifer Aniston wasn't happy about appearing in Picture Perfect with him, a fact she mentioned repeatedly to his face. Ouch. Rachel Green worked as a waitress on Friends, but when Jennifer tried the gig in real life, she admitted she was terrible and was constantly dropping plates. This star also cost Terry Siegler his job at the Encantado Resort in Santa Fe after he said she was very sweet to another guest and was accused of violating the hotel's confidentiality policy. Lea Michele. According to Naya Rivera, there was a serious personality clash between Lea Michele and the rest of the Glee cast.
I don't think there was any beef.
Oh, there wasn't?
No.
Oh, good.
She admitted that she and Lea were both strong-willed and competitive, and that often led to problems on set. A source told Us Weekly that Kate Hudson also wasn't impressed by Lea's behavior when she stopped by to guest star, and called her a nightmare when she allegedly snapped her fingers to hurry everyone along. Christian Bale. Harrison Chung is Christian Bale's former assistant and says his former employer made some over-the-top demands. When duty called, Harrison had to bring Christian's spare pairs of socks to the red carpet and even help out with a last-minute pit sniff from time to time. Gwyneth Paltrow. To some fans, Gwyneth Paltrow can't help but come across as out of touch. She once said she can't pretend to be somebody who makes $25,000 per year, so it's not surprising that she reportedly has her share of diva demands. Supposedly, she makes gym staff dry down the shower stall before she enters and demands they stock her favorite brand of water. She also demands a brand new, unopened package of toilet paper to ensure nobody else has touched her square. Katherine Heigl. At one point, Katherine Heigl seemed like a promising star, before she got a reputation of being difficult to work with. She spoke negatively about Knocked Up, much to the dismay of the cast and crew. She also withdrew herself from an Emmy for her work on Grey's Anatomy because she didn't think she was given the material to deserve winning. But according to Katherine, her former co-stars just have it wrong about her.
I don't think I am, but I'm gonna be really honest right now, I'm not.
Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan publicly called out 2 of her employees for not wearing matching shoes, but it's her behind-the-scenes behavior that has people talking. A source told the Sydney Morning Herald that things are tense on the set of The Masked Singer Australia due to this star's tantrums. Supposedly, she's constantly hiring and firing people, taking long cigarette breaks, and has someone take notes for her while she skips important meetings. Russell Crowe. We're not sure why phone throwing is a thing, but Naomi Campbell has some company because it's something actor Russell Crowe has also been accused of. He also yelled at a BAFTA Awards producer after part of his segment had to be cut and has been caught fighting in hotels and restaurants over the years. He's known for having a bit of a temper and even fought with his own bodyguard on the set of Cinderella Man. Madonna. One alleged insider told Radar Online they went on tour with Madonna and it was far from a fun experience. Allegedly, the overworked backup dancers once threatened to mutiny, and the singer had to call in security because she was so concerned for her safety. The Queen of Pop was also accused of yelling at a dancer with a broken arm and making disparaging comments about her dancer's weight. Not only was the crew expected to put up with this bad behavior, but they did so for long hours only to receive tiny paychecks. January Jones. Nameless accusations about celebs are a dime a dozen, but a surprising source spoke up about working with January Jones on the set of Mad Men. Child star Jared Gilmore described his on-screen mom as not as approachable as the others behind the scenes. He clarified everyone else is so nice, but January is apparently way too serious on set. Even Zach Galifianakis said he couldn't get along with her at a party after she was rude enough to abruptly tell him to leave during their conversation. Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf has gone through some personal struggles that often ended up playing out in very public ways. While filming The Peanut Butter Falcon, Shia was arrested for public intoxication and responded with an over-the-top tirade, at least at first. Now he calls the incident mortifying and has profusely apologized for his bad behavior. He credits his co-star Zachary Gottsagen for helping him get his head on straight and having the guts to call him out when nobody else wanted to. ASHLEE Simpson. Celebrities leave shows all the time, but there have been rumors ASHLEE Simpson's split from Melrose Place was due to her diva behavior. One source told Fox News that ASHLEE was constantly late and had serious issues with the rest of the cast. Although producers claimed the decision to lose ASHLEE was simply a result of the storyline, many fans suspect something else was going on behind the scenes. Kris Jenner. Kris Jenner expects a lot from her family, and even more from the people whose paychecks she signs. Confidentiality is super important to this famous family, and Kris makes everyone sign ironclad contracts and lets them know she's not afraid to enforce them. You have to admit, Kris works hard, and she expects the same amount of effort from her staff, even if they're not quite raking in as much profit as she is. Do you think any of these stars have an undeserved reputation for being tough, or are they definitely divas? Let us know what you think in the comments section, and make sure to subscribe to The Taco for more great videos. Bye for now!